51st state, Donald J. Trump tweets or puts on his Truth social media, whatever the hell it's called. This coming from the guy who started a war with Iran to distract from the Epstein files. Might as well call it the Epstein War, if anything. He shared a post talking about Canada dipping into a technical recession for the first time since 2020. Yeah, it's not good. It's not good. People all around the world there's financial instability, I think, all around the world. And I also saw the, what is his name? Hoekstra, the ambassador to Canada for the U.S., he reshared Trump's 51st state rhetoric, his post, which is, maybe not the smartest move. I mean, the ambassador, is it not his job to try to foster like a stable, secure relationship built of some goodwill with the country that he's ambassadoring to? Instead, just parroting Trump, which is, I don't know Trump's aims with sharing stuff like this, because it really just galvanizes and solidifies Canadians' apathy and dislike and distrust of the United States even more. I don't know if you can erode that relationship any more than it has been, but he sure loves to stir the pot. Let's get into it. Hope you all are doing good. My name is Mace, coming to you from Canada. Let's check this out.
Donald Trump is at it again. The U.S. president posting an article on social media about Canada falling into a technical recession. But it's the two words Trump added that are gaining the most attention: 51st state. Let's bring in our political correspondent, Glenn McGregor from Ottawa. And Glenn, it's been a while since we've heard Trump use this kind of rhetoric.
Yeah, after Mark Carney became prime minister last year, Trump seemed to have stopped using that term for a while, but it has crept back into some of his social media posts more recently. But this decision by the U.S. ambassador to Canada to repost that message, the comment 51st state, over a story about Canada sliding into a technical economic recession, that seems to have really hit a nerve among a lot of Canadians. Now, Peter Hoekstra has been a combative presence here in Ottawa, fiercely loyal to Trump. He's accused Canadians of being anti-American. He said we've has to accept that the tariffs are here to stay, and he really strongly
He's accused Canadians of being anti-American. Oh, wow.
objected when Ontario Premier
Your president, oh my God, the self-awareness is like zero.
Doug Ford ran those ads on U.S. television critical of Trump's tariffs. And yet, in some recent media interviews, Hoekstra has said he doesn't really understand why Canadians are so frustrated with the United States. This post, though, is something different entirely. An ambassador from what was once our closest ally effectively suggesting...
How delusional can you be? Like, what type of delusions, what type of drugs are these people taking? Because I want some.
The dissolution of our country and the annexation by the United States. And these are not normal times. With the CUSMA trade deal under review, it looks like the Carney government will once again say, oh, well, it's just Donald Trump being Donald Trump, and ignore both the original message and Hoekstra's repost of it, and try, Cynthia, to keep the focus on these trade talks.
Okay, and Glenn, of course, all this as Canadian officials are in Washington today trying to set the stage for formal trade talks. Where does that process stand?
Yeah, before he traveled to Washington today, Dominic LeBlanc, who's the minister responsible for Canada-U.S. trade, he sent a letter to the U.S.'s top trade official, that's Jameson Greer, and to their Mexican counterpart, saying Canada will propose extending the CUSMA trade deal for another 16 years. And that's one of three options on the table for each of the signatory countries that they have into this review process under the terms of the original agreement. They could alternatively opt instead for annual reviews of the deal, so we would go through this process every single year, or a country can give notice that it intends to pull out of CUSMA altogether. Now, LeBlanc, Greer, and Canada's lead negotiator, Janice Charette, did meet this afternoon in Washington. So we'll see which way the U.S. is going on this. But based on the comments the Prime Minister made today, it sounds very much like there are two streams to the negotiations: the overall review of the trade deal, and then a separate discussion, independent discussion about sectoral tariffs that Trump has imposed on Canadian-made steel, aluminum, lumber products, and crucially in Ontario here, auto manufacturing. These are proving a lot more challenging to negotiate, largely because of Trump's insistence that these factories be repatriated from Canada and Mexico, move them back to the United States along with their jobs. Now, there is right now some buzz about a potential separate deal for a North American-wide auto trade zone that could possibly include steel or aluminum, but that's still very much up in the air. All signs, Cynthia, are that this is likely not going to wrap up before the July 1st deadline. We could be talking about this well into the fall.
I sense challenging
well into the future
talks
until
ahead.
Trump's gone.
That's
basically.
Glenn McGregor in Ottawa. Glenn, as always, thank you very much.
All right, good stuff. On a side note, isn't Trump getting ready to hold his Pride event on the front lawn of the White House? I heard he's holding a Pride event. Something about two men wrestling on the White House lawn. Something like that. Yeah, I heard it was a Pride event, which, you know, you wouldn't think Trump would hold a Pride event, but he's actually, yeah, he's a big fan of Pride, from what I've seen. I mean, he's holding the Pride event on the lawn, right? It's called UFC, but I believe it's a Pride event because they have these two men wrestling there, and for all of the dignitaries and the president to watch. So should be good. All right, we'll see you all in the next one. Let me know your thoughts about this story down below, your frustrations, or if you like it, if you like Trump, sure, whatever. I've basically, I remember when I saw the clip of him mocking the disabled reporter, and there was things before that as well, but that one in particular, I was like, this the dude y'all gonna stand behind? Like, that's not how I was raised, to just, you know, make fun of disabled people in front of, yeah. Anyways, I don't know. That's just me. We'll see you all soon.